so real the mic stays warm. Hosted by the dad with lots of charm. Insights are sharp and data's tight. The lens already and the joke's online. Hot takes, real talk, keeping it true. From the high school halls to podcast cues, laugh a little, learn a lot. Turn it up, this show is hot. Grab your coffee and let's get into it. No filter, no fluff, just real talk. Let's do it. Ready or not, here we go. It's time for Muffin to start the show.
All right. Welcome back to Hot Takes with the Murph Man. I am the Murph Man. I'm here with my co-host Connor. How are we doing today, Connor?
Good. How are we doing today, Murph Man?
I'm doing really good. I got to tell you, I'm really happy right now. You know what last night started?
What did last night start?
The Olympics. Go Team USA. Yeah, I was watching that at like 2:30 in the morning. I was watching the big air ski.
Damn.
And it's pretty awesome. You know, you don't know about any of that, right?
Mm-mm.
You know, I love the Olympics, both winter and summer. But which one do you like better? Which sports?
I haven't really seen them as much, so I don't really have an interest in them or like a preferred winter or summer. It's just they're both cool. I mean,
Well, I have my certain events that I like. Like I love speed skating. That's just one of my favorite events. I don't know why. The short track is just, I mean, it's over in like a few minute or two at the most. You know, so it's a quick thing. You get it in, get done, and you're good. Now, what's funny is when you're sitting there and you have speed skating, you have different kinds, right? You have the 1,000, 1,500, 5,000, you know, so some of the laps are just long and whatnot. But it's interesting because at any given moment, anyone can fall. And it changes the whole thing. I was telling you about that one time last year where four guys were ahead of him. One guy fell, took out the four people, and the guy in fifth place won. So, you know, you never know when that's going to happen. And then I also like the skeleton and the luge and the bobsled. And I love winter, you know. And then, of course, in summer, I like all the track and field stuff.
do you?
Yes, sir. You know, but you don't care about any of that, huh?
Not as much. Not
All
as
right.
much.
Anything else going on that is going on around the world and that affects us? Speaking of sports,
Sports. Well, nothing affects us for sports, but
what's tomorrow?
Super Bowl, right?
Yes, sir. Go.
Go Seahawks.
Uh,
I hate the Patriots.
yeah. Well, they're gonna have another dynasty with Drake May. What can we say?
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
And I'll tell you something else.
Hmm.
Next year you might actually have a chance with the Bills
I hope.
because they're just changing up the culture. Now, let's see if it backfires on them, right? Because Keon Coleman's probably gonna get traded over the summer.
No, he won't.
Yeah, they're gonna bring in more receivers for him. I'm telling you, Keon's not gonna want to play there. So, yeah, but tomorrow, go Seahawks.
Yeah.
And last but not least, today with Stream 915, Squad 915 Studios, we're actually doing squad games. We're gonna be doing virtual escape reality, and you'll be able to check out the replay on stream915.com, you guys. So you can check that out. And let's see what else here. Anything else? I can't think of anything else.
Not that I could think of.
Well, before we get into it, let's make sure everyone knows that what they're getting into. I am the Murph Man. My co-host is Connor, and our views are our views alone. We're not experts, and we have an unfiltered show. Sometimes adult language might slip out, but it's never intentional. And you know, our topics can vary on whatever we're talking about. Today, we're going to be talking about unlocking campus secrets, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But sometimes the subject can go anywhere. Like last week, we went on a really large tangent. We just went off the rail, right? But it was really cool. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. So as we're doing this, I want you to be aware of that. But I think it's time we ignite the fuse, Connor. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Today, we are talking about unlocking campus, the tools you're already paying for. Today's hot take is a simple but powerful truth. You're not just paying for lectures and dorm rooms, your tuition includes a whole ecosystem of support. This episode helps students discover and use the resources that can make college smoother, healthier, and more successful. The fuse is lit. Murph Man, the mic is yours.
All right. So unlocking the college campus. There are so many things available to you as a college student on campus. I don't know how much you're aware of.
Well, depending like what we're talking about.
Well, I'm just off the top of your head, real quick. What do you think is available to you as a student at UTEP?
Well, counseling, tutoring, library,
Uh-huh.
almost everything you could think of school. I don't know really specifics. Yeah, that's honestly mostly it. Counseling and tutoring, and
when you say counseling, what do you think? What do you for counseling? What is counseling to you?
I don't know, just talking about stuff.
Like mental health counseling?
Well, it doesn't have to be mental health. It's just talking about stuff. It doesn't have to be bad.
You're right. Okay. But you have mental health counseling available to you. So it's one of those things that I want you to really think about and be aware of as we talk about this today. There's so much going on that let me get over here. Sorry about that. I'm over here trying to do something to get ready for the next clip, and can't find it. Let's see here. Hold on. Give me a sec. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, one of those things that we're trying to do is unlock what's available on campus. And when we talk about that, you have your student fees that you have to pay for, several $100s of student fees. And what's really interesting about it is you don't realize how much you're actually spending and not using. So we're going to talk about some of those things today, Connor, okay?
Okay.
But I think we need to get things started and jump into the burning question.
Mm-hmm.
The secret that separates successful students from those who struggle. Today's question is related to our main topic of using the resources your college provides. Here it is. What is the term for reaching out for support before a problem becomes a full-blown crisis? A. Resource literacy. B. Proactive help seeking. C. Campus touring. Murph Man, let's see what today's flashpoint is.
All right. So let's talk about this, you guys. So many things going on here. As we talk about this, the question is, what is the term for reaching out to support before a problem exists, right? We have a resource literacy, proactive help seeking, or campus touring. What do you think that the answer is there, Connor?
I think it's C, campus touring.
Well, you would be wrong. It's proactive help seeking. Now, what's interesting about that is when you think about the things that are available to you, if you go to orientation, they tell you all these things, right? But they don't tell you everything. But you need to be aware of what's available to you in school so that you can go in and get the help you need. So you have to go look for help before you need it, such as going to your advisor before it's even time to register, going to your counselors if you need any mental health help. There's also a medical clinic you could go to, learn where those places are so that when you do need them, you know where to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by the proactive help seeking. You know, smart students stay ahead of the game and they're aware of what's going on. You know what I mean? And not so much smart as in brain smart or book smart. It's more about what you're able to look for and use the resources you have. All right. But I think it's time we do today's hot take.
Sounds great.
Everyone tells you that tuition pays for your classes, but the truth is, you're paying for a $50,000 support system that you're currently ignoring. Most students treat college like a movie ticket, where you just show up and watch. The smartest students realize they've actually bought a backstage pass to every expert, tutor, and mentor on campus. If you aren't using the resources, you're essentially leaving half of your investment on the table. Murphman, let's help Connor realize that UTEP has a gym he can use.
You know, you always talked about the gym, and it's something that I've been thinking of. And I'm like, why doesn't he use the gym at UTEP?
Because I don't have time. Well, I do, but I just I don't want to go by myself, and it's far.
Okay, but you could take the bus there.
I'm not taking the shuttle.
You could also drive your car to the student resource center and then come back.
Isn't it right there where I park?
No. Well, that's the Memorial Gym. When you got to the minor village.
Oh, all the way. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a rec center there.
Mm-hmm.
It is an amazing rec center. If you've never been, well, you should have been there.
Mm-mm.
Hold on, you have.
No, I haven't. For what?
When you went to summer camp.
Summer camp? What's summer camp?
Remember when we would go on the bus from Huey and we'd go over there?
No.
We'd do the classes and everything. Not the Cyber Patriot stuff or the... You don't remember?
I was in the building, but it wasn't at the recreation
I worked
center.
at the rec center.
Yes.
And you went to the different camps.
I went to the actual class. So you didn't tell me
right.
I was participating.
Hold on. You know, like I said, we go on tangents here, right?
Tangents, he says.
We're going on tangents. And one thing, I've made Connor do so many things that he didn't really want to do. Right?
That is so true.
But it was for your good. It was so you would be exposed to different things so that you would see what's out there.
What
was
the camp even for?
The camp you went to?
Yes, the one I went to, the one you put me in. And I was like, oh, I'm his student. Like, I'm his kid. I won't do anything. Oh, no, you're participating also. Oh, well, okay, great.
I don't even remember you went to 2 years. We went to do it 2 years. No, I was
2 years.
Yeah,
God,
2 different
damn.
camps. And we went and we did a few things over there. And it was funny because, yeah, we showed up and you're like, what do you mean I have to do this? I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry, my bad, right? But you had fun meeting with your friends and doing stuff over the summer. You like to just sit at home and do nothing, right?
I still like to sit home and do nothing.
Well, right. But I made you do these events because I just want you to be at home and doing nothing all summer, okay? But you, as a UTEP student, pay student tuition, student fees, right? Those fees include all the resources we talked about: mental health counseling for academic counseling, a clinic, the library, computer resources. If you didn't have a computer, you could go get a computer at the library and check it out. You knew that, right?
Yeah.
You had the rec center, which is an amazing thing. Did you know they have a climbing wall there?
Nope.
Yeah, they have a pool.
I've never seen anything inside it.
It's amazing, dude. You actually have to go check it out one time. I'll tell you what. This week, how about we go check it out so you can see everything? Do you remember when we went to UNT for the tour and we saw their gym?
Yeah.
I think this one's better.
Really?
Yeah.
But UNT is bigger, way bigger.
Yeah, but
it's like double the size.
Right. But I think this gym has 6,500 square feet.
And I don't know how much UNT has, so I can't really compare.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's pretty big, but it's interesting to think about this stuff because you have all of these resources, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't use them. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to use them. Okay. But I will tell you this, when you think about all your different activities that are available to you and everything, you literally can see, how can I put this? You can see where your money is going, if that makes any sense.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Because people say, why am I paying so much for? Like, why do I have to pay a computer fee? I have my own computer. Okay. Do you use the Wi-Fi there?
Yeah.
That's part of it. Library. Have you gone to the library to use anything?
Study rooms. Yeah.
Have you gone to the student union? See, all these
Yeah,
fees
for
give
food.
these things for you. Okay. And people don't realize that. And that's why we're talking today about unlocking the campus. But I will tell you this, before we do go much further, I want to go ahead and let's take a quick break. And when we return, we'll talk about unlocking the campus secrets and laying down the codes and give some definitions. All right.
All right.
We'll be right back.
It's time for a break. Hot Takes with the Murph Man will return after these messages.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at MB Radio.
According to the VA's suicide data report, an average of 22 veterans die by suicide every single day. This figure is a sobering reality and a crisis that demands our immediate attention and compassion. We must recognize and address the fact that every 24 hours, 22 veterans are losing their lives to suicide. The war doesn't always end when our veterans come home. The invisible wounds they carry, wounds that are real and heavy, require continuous support. No veteran should have to carry this burden alone. Many veterans experience stress and disconnection as they navigate life after service. But there is hope, there is help, and you are not alone in this fight. There's a vibrant community ready to support you, offering friendship, understanding, and shared experiences. You served your country, now let us serve you. Don't fight the toughest battle in silence. Your mission now is to reach out. Dial 988, then press 1. Text them at 838255. The Veterans Crisis Line is available 24/7. Every day, we save lives. Your life is invaluable, and your service is honored. Let's work together to make 22-0 again. No veteran should face their struggles alone. Together, we can ensure every veteran finds the support and hope they deserve.
He gets help, but he still feels off. Sees an ad on the TV about a dog batting second. This is a man's best friend. Whoa, so he goes one day and he picks it up. Never thought a dog could bring so much love and put a smile on his face. But he's finally found a saving grace. He needs help, but he don't know the path to take or the way to go to be free. Put his mind at ease. We will help, 'cause we can't stand to see a soldier go to God by their own hands. We will do everything we can to make 22-0 again.
All right, and we are back. Before I go any further, I want to talk about that song we just heard. Ryan Spencer's Make 22-0 Again is one of those interesting songs because it talks about veterans and people who need help. And I'll tell you right now, 22-0 again is we lose 22 veterans a day, and it doesn't have to happen. There is help available to you. So do me a favor. If you're sitting there and you feel like you need to talk to someone, go ahead and call 988 and press 1. You don't have to be a veteran. This is a hotline for everybody, and you're able to take care of everything that you need to talk to someone. There's always someone available to you. So remember that. But if you haven't heard the song, check it out. Ryan Spencer's Make 22-0 Again is an amazing song, I think. What do you think, Connor? Do you like that song?
I like it. Sorry.
You know,
it's a little catchy.
Well, it is catchy, but it really hit home for me. You know, like I said, every time I play that, it's like, wow. And what I mean by hit home, no, I wasn't suicidal, Connor. Okay. Before you worry about that. You know, and it's funny, as a veteran, they're always asking you that question because it gets annoying, and they say, I know, we got to ask this question, you know, but do you? And people don't realize that it really does matter. You know, you get, what's it called? You have to ask when someone is worried. Okay. It's not going to make them want to hurt themselves. Okay. So if you have any suspicion that someone is doing something, please ask. Don't just assume that they won't do anything if you ask them. Okay. But I think it's time we ignite the fuse. What do you think, Connor?
Ignite the fuse.
I'm sorry, laying down the coals.
Yes, laying down the coals.
I wish I knew these 3 terms when I was starting out, because they are the difference between struggling and succeeding. To understand how to win this game, we have to define the board while laying down the coals. Campus resources. These are all the services and programs your college provides to support you, from academics to personal health to career success. Proactive help seeking. As we just said, it's getting support before a problem becomes a crisis. Resource literacy. This is knowing what's available, where to find it, and how to use it effectively. Murphman, now that the coals are laid, let's get cooking.
These terms that we're talking about. Campus resources. These are all the services and programs your college provides to support you as a student. From academics all the way to health and career successes, career centers. We talked about that. Going to work on your resume, work on your LinkedIn page, and all of that, right?
Yep.
Proactive help seeking. You got to go out and get the help. You got to go look for it. They're not going to bring you everything. Okay, they covered it in orientation. They said, we have this available, but you can check out the website. And then resource literacy. This is knowing what's available when and where to find it. And that's one of those things that you don't really realize that you can do until you actually go do it. And that's what I like about it, you know. With those terms, okay, we can't, hold on, excuse me. You really got to think about that stuff, Connor. So many things are available to you. Okay, people don't realize this. One of the hardest things to do is go away to college and have to leave your family behind, because this is the first time you have to do this as a kid. And going to a campus, you don't have any friends or anything. It's so important to know the resources. Going to the student union, making friends. We were watching a TV show the other day, and I don't know if you remember what the guy said. Do you remember?
The doctor?
Yeah.
Not word for word, but I remember the gist of it.
Well, what was funny was he said, he turns to this kid. This kid is like trying to do things, and he tells the kid, you know, don't be so desperate to make friends. He says, you're a smart kid. You're probably not going to have a lot of friends right now. You're not going to make your friends until you get to college. And I thought of you. And I said, let me show him this clip. And you had lots of friends. Let's make that very clear. And I can prove it to you by playing his graduation video for those of you who want to know. Okay?
It's fine. It's fine.
Right. But you're able to make friends and everything. That's not the point. But your true friends that truly understand you, that understand how smart you are or what you're interested in, doesn't happen until you get to college. You had friends in tech program and everything. That doesn't mean you're going to be getting any one that really knows what they're doing, right? But once you get to college, it's been different, hasn't it? What have you noticed that's been different in college versus high school?
College is more hands-on problems, and we do more than we did in high school already. I can tell you that for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. And what about your friends? What have you noticed?
They're the same.
They're the same.
Honestly, yeah, they're the same.
They're the same friends you had. I thought you've been telling me you've been making all these new friends.
Yeah, but they're the same from high school. I mean, they're really not different.
I thought people went to Chapin and all that stuff.
Yes,
You know?
they went to other schools, but I don't know how they were in high school.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You didn't know them in high school.
Yes, my new or friends, but the ones I've known, they were the same.
And when you got to college, you've made new friends. That's the whole point.
Well, yes.
Okay. Since you've been to college, have you been more friends that are more like you?
A little, but not really.
Okay. When you go to student union, right, and you go hang out, do you make friends there?
No.
No. Do you make friends in the classrooms?
No.
So how do you make these friends?
I don't know. Instagram. That's it.
You just add strangers?
I don't have them in class. I don't have them. I don't see them on campus.
Really?
I didn't see them on campus. So it just kind of happened.
Okay. Well, if you started going to the gym here, do you think you would make friends there?
No.
Why not?
No.
I think you would.
I wouldn't.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with that. You know?
I agree because I know I won't.
But how can you know?
How can you not know?
Yeah, I know when I went to college, I made friends in the student union.
Okay, well, yeah, but not everyone's talkative as much as they were back in the day.
You're right. You know, that's one thing that Gen Z doesn't have. You know, it was funny. I saw something on TikTok this morning. There's a guy talking about how our playgrounds as kids used to be very unsafe. And you see some of the stuff that we used to play with. It's amazing, right? Like there's a metal slide that was burning. It would give you second and third degree burns if you stayed on it too long.
Or slid down after a hot day and just
all right,
like sizzling you.
And it says we didn't have playgrounds that would kill us. We had playgrounds that would hurt us. And those playgrounds taught us to be careful and do things. Now you have these playgrounds that are made by lawyers that protect all the kids and doesn't teach them how not to hurt themselves. So that self-preservation drive is gone, you know. And it was interesting to hear him talk about that because it made me think like you're going to college and you're on your own, you know. I've always said I've been hard on you. I've done things with you. I took over things. I made you do things because you had to get to that level. Now I'm mostly hands off. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Why? I think I prepared you enough. At some point you have to fly yourself, you know. There's a poem called Even the Eagles Need to Push. But I don't know if you know about birds, but you have birds in the nest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what the parents do to the little birds? At some point, they push them out of the nest.
Oh.
And either they have to like flap their wings to protect themselves to the ground, or they die. And then they have to fly back up to the nest to get food.
What? Wow.
Okay. So
that's honestly crazy.
Well, that's why it says, you know, you got to be pushed out of your house. You know, you got to go on your own, right? If you were to tell me right now, hey, Dad, I want to move in some friends and move into an apartment, I would be like, okay, how are you going to pay for it? Because I'm not going to pay for that, right? That's a you thing if you want to do that. If you were to say, hey, Dad, I want to do this, I'm like, okay, you figure it out. It's something you want to do. There's nothing that I need to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we're doing all this and we're thinking about all these resources on campus, there's so many things you can use. You just haven't used them yet.
Yeah, because I don't need them right now.
You don't need them right now. Okay, like the gym though. I'm telling you right now, you got to go check out your gym.
I'll
Not the Memorial Gym, the rec center.
I'll check it out maybe one
They
day.
have a climbing wall, dude.
I don't think I'm gonna use a climbing wall, but
Why not?
it's not my thing.
You haven't even tried it. You don't know.
Yeah, I've done climbing walls. They're not my thing.
Well, if I could do it, I would. I'm too heavy. You know, I don't even know that they would be able to support me on the string. They have to get 2 people.
That's to get a crane.
Yeah, exactly. No, because every time you were younger, you would always see a climbing wall. I would let you go on it, and you look like you enjoyed it, zip lining and all that.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It's not a thing I do anymore, so it's just I lost interest.
No, and then going to the pools. We were younger. We'd go to the pools. Do you remember what we used to do
What?
when we'd go to the pools?
There's a lot of things we used to do. So,
Well, like, what do you remember?
I don't know, playing with the pool toys,
That they're called dive sticks, but yeah.
dive sticks. Yeah,
What would I do?
I don't know, toss them and make me go for them.
Like fetch, right? But do you remember what else would happen?
No.
Other kids would join us.
Mm.
And I ended up buying like 15 dive sticks. I would have everyone get against the wall. I would close your eyes and everything. Then I would throw the dive sticks and then see who could grab the most. Can you imagine going to your gym at UTEP and doing that?
That'd be funny, but
It would, right?
yeah,
Because I wonder how many people would actually play that as adults.
I don't think anyone, honestly.
I disagree. I think they would. If you actually make it into competition, it's funny. You'd be surprised what people do just to be stupid, just to reclaim their childhood, And the perfect example is last night. What were we doing before you left?
Fixing the table.
No, I'm talking about reclaiming childhood. We were watching the Muppet Show.
Oh, yeah. We watched the one episode.
Yeah. What do you think about it now that you're an adult? Was it still interesting?
A little, but I mean, at the same time, like I said yesterday, I haven't really seen the Muppets. I've barely seen the first one.
Well,
But it's like I know of them, I just never actually watched it.
one of my favorite clips that came out on the Muppets was the one with Sandra Bullock. She's a psychiatrist and she's talking to this big monster guy they have. I don't know his name.
The blue one?
No, I think he's purple. Anyway,
Well, but like the bird,
no, it's a monster.
it looks like a monster with like feathers. So I
Well,
say
that's
he's
his
like
fur. That's his fur. Anyway,
then yeah.
he says, every time I say this word, these little things pop up. And it's mana mana, right? There's a song called Mana Mana, and it has an animal in it, and then it's two little, like those are the 2 little birds, and they sing Mana Mana, do 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 do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Sandra Bullock was there, she was playing a psychiatrist talking to this monster, and he says, "Yeah, every time I say the word phenomenon, and then the do do phenomenon, dude, it's one of my favorite skits. If you haven't seen it, check out Phenomenon by Muppets. It's pretty funny, but." Even though I wasn't a kid, it was just fun to watch. It's sort of like a SNL or Mad Fridays or whatever the case may be for adults or for kids, And they had Sabrina Carpenter on it this week, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
But it wasn't your like best thing ever. I know that, but it just, it's nice to go back to our childhood every now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, you have resources at school. Have you used anything besides you haven't used mental health, you haven't used medical?
Mm-mm.
Well, how does your medical clinic work? Do you know?
Nope. I've never been to it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, they're there for like non-emergency stuff. Like I got a cold, my throat's sore.
I have been there once for my friend. He needed an ice pack, and it's technically like a walk-in. And you just ask what you need, and then they give it to you. But I don't know about like pills or like medicine or anything.
Yeah, I don't know if you walked in and said I have a headache, I want to get some
ibuprofen or something.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
That's a big help because there's a lot of kids in college that don't have insurance, and you have to be able to, I don't know what the word is, get some kind of health care, so it's better than nothing, you know? You get a little cold, you go in, they can see you. It's better than, telehealth. Remember telehealth?
Yeah, the online doctor.
Yeah. When you when you had some throat stuff going on, they were like, "Well, can we see?" We got the camera, we're like that's just the weirdest thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you have the advantage of just walking into a clinic and saying, "Hey, can someone just check me out?" I don't know how far they'll go in to check you out, but it's something that I think you would be able to do that, you know? The gym, the resources, the library, the study rooms, uh, it's one of the things I don't know if you remember when we first started trying to figure out how to do this podcast, we were trying to find a location for it, and we went to the library,
I remember.
and it was echoey and everything. Do you remember all that?
Mhm.
Looking back now, I think it's because we had the wrong settings on our microphones. Do you remember how we had that the first issue?
No, I just think since it was like a very enclosed space, it was gonna echo no matter what.
No, but I'm saying, but our cameras had mics too. We didn't realize that.
Well, but at the same time, even if we fixed it, it still would have been the same.
You think so?
Yes.
I wonder. It's one of
We're
those
not
things.
going back to the library. I hope you know that we're not going
Not
back.
after I spend all this money here, dude. We're not going anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, we're not gonna go try it out. Mm-mm.
But yeah, I think the echo we heard was actually the microphones, not the actual echo. So anyway, we learn, right? But going back to the campus secrets here, let's go ahead and hear a story from the fire that will show us an example of this.
You won't believe what happened when Devin finally tried the tutoring center. Devin was really struggling in his chemistry class but felt embarrassed and didn't want to bother anyone for help. After finally dragging himself to the free tutoring center, he not only passed the class but did so well he became a chemistry tutor himself the next semester. That one visit completely changed his trajectory. That was a story from the fire. Murphman, are you feeling the heat?
Where we learned about software, like the Microsoft Office of the time was Lotus, and I forget what it was called. I'm trying to think what the word program was that we had.
Was it like an acronym or was it?
No, not an acronym. It was, oh my, WordStar? No. It was before Microsoft Word came out, okay? And anyway, I had barely got a computer, and I was learning how to use everything. And I went to this class, and I understood it so well that I started tutoring students in class. So the teacher was like, how about coming to work for me as a teaching assistant? I was like, "Well, okay." So then I did labs and everything as a teaching assistant. And there were some students that said I taught it a lot better than she did. And I said, no, it's just I understood it in a way that I could teach it. And yeah, before you know it, I was a teaching assistant, had a student teaching, work study, whatever you want to call it.
Oh wow.
And it was a class I was still taking. You know what I mean? So I'm supposed to be learning it.
But yeah, you're helping people.
I'm helping
learn
people
it.
learn it. Yeah, it's really weird. But that was pretty cool, So I told you, well, how many times have I told you? Have you gone to your advisors? Have you gone to your TAs? Have you gone to your labs, your seminars, your workshops, whatever, to get help?
No.
Okay. The other day you want to go talk to your advisor because you were having trouble with something on the blackboard, right?
No, my teacher, I had trouble with his Zybooks.
Okay. But you went and talked to them, right? How did that go?
I mean, good. I logged out, got the course code, and then that's it.
So you were able to get the help you needed.
Yeah.
Did you ask them any questions or anything?
No, because I had no questions for her.
No.
No.
So if you needed tutoring, would you know where to go for that?
No. Well, yes, I do, but I don't need it
Okay.
yet.
You don't need it yet?
Yet.
And if you do, you know where to go. That's the important part, right? Remember we talked about looking for resources and whatnot.
Yeah.
So think about this when we talk about the students and everything going on. You don't really realize there's people that need help and don't even know where to go. You know, with Devin, he was having trouble. He finally went to tutoring. Then he got the help and eventually becomes a work study there. I have a friend of mine who runs labs at UTEP, and she has TAs that go in and they make their money being teaching assistants, and it's part of the program that they're in and everything.
Yeah.
Do you ever think you'd want to do something like that?
No, because I don't think I could teach.
You don't think so?
No, I suck as a teacher.
But yet you help your friends all the time.
Not really.
How many times have you told me I'm going to go help such and such with this because they don't understand it?
Not as much. You just think it's a lot, but it was only like 3 times.
How about you've done it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it on the daily.
You wouldn't?
No.
Even if you're getting paid?
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
One thing, I've talked about take a lawyer to lunch, right? When I had people that wanted to help me, they wanted help from me when I was in my program. They're like, hey, can you help me learn this subject? I'm like, yeah, buy me dinner. So, or buy me lunch or whatever, And we would sit there at lunch and we would talk about what they needed to learn. We didn't go as friends to just chat about whatever. We actually were working, and I was getting a free lunch or dinner out of it. So think about that. If you ever have anyone that says, hey, Connor, can you help me? Sure, but maybe we can go grab a bite. You can pay for it and I'll help you while we're doing that.
Maybe.
Free food. Very important for a college student, right?
Yeah.
Food's expensive.
Really expensive.
You're learning that, huh? Like, how much are you spending on your food at school?
I don't know.
You don't know, but I'm saying every meal.
$13 every meal.
And you don't eat every day, but yeah, when you're there for the whole day, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. The money you need and everything is just, it's there, but yeah, it's just so weird. How much food's costing for students.
I know, right? Yeesh.
Going to the gym, like for example, the cheapest gym, Planet Fitness, is $25 a month, or $15 a month, but $25 a month. You have that included with you at UTEP. You have the tutoring, you have the computers and everything. Can you imagine having to use a school computer?
Yeah.
You'd have to go to and check it out and use it, every semester and everything, right? Another thing is you have to pay for your books. Right? Now they're all online, right? They're all digital and whatnot.
You still got to pay for them, though.
Right. But in my day, we would go to the library and we could actually look at the book. They had all the course books in the library. So you could go to the library and read it and not have to worry about paying for the book.
Well, we pay because that's where we do our work.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying it's all digital now. In my day, we had books.
I know, but I'm saying that it's online because we have to do work, as in like math and all that.
Yeah.
So we have to buy it.
And they're expensive too. Like, what was that one book you just bought? $128 on one program, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
God damn.
I think that was for a semester.
Oh yeah, not even the whole year. It's one semester. One thing that we used to do when I was in the Army in Killeen at Central Texas College and University of Central Texas, and I did it at Sol Ross, but people had never heard of it. We had hard copy books, right? So let's say we bought it for $60. I would go to the teacher the next semester and say, "Hey, can I sell my book to your students?" And walk into the first day of school and say, "Hey, I'll sell it to you for $25." And people would buy the book from you, right? The next semester, that person would go into the class and sell the book for $25. And that's how we kept costs low for us. You don't have that ability now because it's all digital, right?
Yeah.
In my day, we used to be able to buy stuff. Now it's all streamed, and you only get to use it for whatever. I bought a song on Amazon Music years and years and years ago because I wanted it, and this is before we could download stuff, right? And I can go into the account; it's still there. But can I download it and use it on my computer? No. I have to actually go sign in, and it's their property, not mine. That's ridiculous. Uh, when you're able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Buy things and have hard copies. I like that a lot. I take notes and everything, all that stuff. You have your digital stuff that you do, right?
Yeah.
So think about all that and ask yourself, would you rather go to school now with the digital stuff, or would you rather have gone in the old days and have to carry all those books?
I would still say digital.
Really?
Yeah.
See, you know my bookcase by my desk, right? It has all my books from my programs that I couldn't sell or I didn't want to sell because I liked the book. And I've gone in and I've referenced stuff because, again, in the old days, we used to have to go and read stuff, right? We didn't have it up on the internet.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things that's really cool. I have a book that I want to read again. It's called Inside the Criminal Mind. It's like one of the first profiling books ever made. And I actually have 2 copies of it because I bought one for your mom. And we were reading it together. And it's really weird, talking about serial killers and criminals and whatnot. But hard copies are fun. You don't have to be on your phone or your tablet or your laptop.
Yeah.
So. But I'll tell you what, we've talked about the definitions that we were talking about today, the terms. We've given you a story. I think it's time we get to the heat map and show you those things that you need to be able to do to avoid getting burned. Or I should say, the things you have to do to get started here in the heat map.
The ultimate guide to campus success in 3 simple steps. Here is the heat map to stop guessing and start using your network. Take a campus tour that is specifically focused on resources. Find the tutoring center, the writing center, the counseling office, and career services. Add the contact info for these key resources to your phone or planner right now. Visit each major resource at least once, even if you don't need help yet, just to know what they do. The map is drawn. Back to Murphman for the next segment.
It's interesting because you don't think of this stuff often, okay? Take a campus tour that's focused on the resources. It's there. You could ask for it all the time. People just don't do it. Find the tutoring center, the writing center, the counseling office, medical centers, career services. You got to know where those are. So if you ever do need them, you know where to go. Add the contact info for these key resources into your phone or planner so you can have them when you need them, and visit each major resource at least once, even if you don't need help, just to know what's available there. Okay. So it's one of those things that going out and learning resources is so important. Okay. We've been it's beating a dead horse here, right? We're just talking about campus resource, but people don't realize how important it is. You're paying for stuff, and I don't remember if it was Danica or Kennedy that told you, Connor. Oh, they have an app, right? UTEP has an app that the like emergency services and everything.
Like the minor alert, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have to handle alert at community college.
It's the text messages, but yeah.
Yeah, but there was something that Kennedy told you. You're like, she says, Connor, you paid for this. Do you remember what that was? I don't remember.
I paid for it?
Yeah. You were saying something, and Kennedy tells you, or Danica, it's on the app. It's free for students. Do you remember that conversation at all?
It was Kennedy because Danica doesn't go to UTEP.
Yeah, true. But like, the way she told you is like, don't you know? And you're like, no, I didn't know. And that's the point. It's we don't know the resources that are available to us. And you got to help yourself and people learn where these resources are. And that's why we're doing this podcast, today. Is unlocking the campus secrets. The tutoring, the computer services, the writing services, the career services. You said you were going somewhere to look for internships. What is that called?
Handshake.
The
app.
What? Tell me more about that. When we talk about the digital inferno, okay, remind me to talk about the handshake.
Okay.
But also walking around campus, like in student union, do they have walls with information?
Well, what do you mean information?
Like, I don't know, club information or
nope.
No.
Nah. For clubs and all that, I haven't really seen any clubs. Only frats. That's it. But nothing. No clubs.
Right. Well, it's all digital now, so it's.
Well, even then, I haven't seen it posted anywhere.
Right, but if you're not part of whatever is there, you wouldn't know that it's available. See, in the old days, you'd walk by and you'd see a poster and be like, "Oh, there's a concert tonight," or whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah.
Right. So when you're having to do it digitally, if you're not on the page or you miss the update, you're gonna miss it, and that's not cool. But we're so dependent on apps nowadays that you have to know where to go. And that's why I have the Digital Inferno segment of our show. Because as you're doing it, you have to know what, like you said, handshake. You have to know which app you're using. Instagram has something too, right? That it's made by students?
No, it's just Instagram.
I know, but it's like a group you have with minor students, not your group chats.
It's a setting on Instagram itself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And what is it?
It's just a setting where it's like you could put your institution and then connect with people from that school.
Oh, okay. So you like join the group?
I guess not a group, but yeah.
Well, in my day it was groups.
Well, yeah, but now it's just Instagram.
Yeah. The gram. Do it for the gram.
No, that has nothing to do.
I
You
know.
just said two different complete things.
I know. Just
you piss me off sometimes.
Hey.
You know that. I hope you know that.
Have you seen the lady who sells artwork? She does auctions.
No, I skip those.
She's like a 72-year-old woman.
Oh yeah, I skip it.
Let's go chat. She starts talking about these antiques that she's selling in the auction and stuff that's available for sale. And she uses Gen Z language. It's hilarious, dude. It's hilarious. I find it hilarious. You find it annoying, because I find it funny because it annoys you.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, let's go on a tangent here real quick. Let's talk about bullies. Okay.
Okay.
Why? Shut up. See? Stop bullying me.
It's because you're like,
well, I'm trying to think how to phrase it because it wasn't planned. It just came to my head. But bullies pick on you, okay?
I guess.
And because they hate you, that's what everyone thinks, right? They're jealous of you, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of reasons for bullying, but for a bully to mess with the person constantly, they have to be thinking about you constantly. If that makes any sense,
I guess.
they have to find a reason to go mess with you. Okay. And one of the things about a bully is they want to engage you and piss you off and push your buttons like I do with you with, right? Or send you stupid memes or whatever the case may be. So what's funny about it is if you don't let them bother you, they get nothing out of it. Right?
I mean, I guess.
Okay.
I don't really have any bullies anymore, so
No, well, right here. We bully each other. We make fun of each other. We insult each other.
not like a bully, but
It's the same thing
this is for fun though.
for us. But if you're the one being bullied, it's not so fun.
Well,
right?
that's what I'm trying to say. You're not really a bully.
Well, you know,
Besides, there's no such thing as bullies anymore.
Well, we try to be bully free zone. That BS.
No, there's really none. No more bullies anymore.
Well, you're older now. You know, it really doesn't happen as much nowadays. Okay.
Yeah.
But I had a friend of mine when I was in the Army, and he comes up to me and he says, "You know, Murph, why are you always picking on me?" I said, "Because you're fun to pick on." And he goes, "I don't like it." And I said, "Okay, I'll stop, you know." He goes, "Why do you hate me so much?" And I said, "Hate you?" I said, "I make fun of you 'cause that's how I am with my friends. If I don't like you,
Then you wouldn't be acting like that.
I wouldn't even give you the time of day."
Yeah.
I said, "I actually have to think about what I'm gonna do to insult you today. I have to plan my insult for you. I have to." And your reactions are always so funny to me, you know? And like, I'll tell you, this is a true story with the same guy, okay? He had pink eye, and he kept getting pink eye. And I was like, "You need to go get checked for an STD or an STI nowadays, right?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Yeah, because this recurring pink eye is more than just pink eye." So sure enough, he went and he had gonorrhea
Oh.
or chlamydia, with one of those.
You get pink eye from that?
No. Pink eye tends to come from like fecal matter when you don't wash your hands.
That's why I'm confused.
Well, because you're down there with your hands, and then you go and you touch your eyes.
I guess.
That's why you always got to wash your hands, right? But yeah, sure enough, he had an STD. And
Because he didn't wash, or because she had something?
Well, I don't know where he got it from, but I think it was from his wife. We got it from someone else.
Oh God.
You know, how am I supposed to ignore that and not make fun of him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not. I mean, it's messed up that his wife was cheating on him. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But he had gonorrhea in his eye. You know, like, again, you know, where are you putting your eye that you're getting all this pink eye stuff, right? Anyway, with bullying, it's like that. If you're feeling attacked, you don't reply. So I'm going to tell you two things. And I want you to really pay attention to this, okay?
What?
When you agree with someone, you say, "You're right." You're right. When you disagree with someone, you say, "I'm sorry you feel that way." And it takes away all the air out of the conflict. There's nothing you can say to either of those. Because if someone says, "I'm sorry you feel that way," I don't have to agree with you, you know, but you just say the words, "I'm sorry you feel that way." What can you reply with that can be aggressive? Nothing, you know. If I tell you, "You're right," if you like, when I've screwed up, if I screw up, I screw up, I do it with style. I really screw up. It's not a small screw up. It's always a big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I screw up, I take responsibility. I own it, and I say, "You're right. I screwed up," you know, and I want to fix it. You know, one of my students was talking about he wants to get into like public affairs, and we talked about credibility. And I said, "Look, you're going to have to lie to people if you're the press secretary of somebody, public affairs. You have to lie." "Well, no, I don't want to lie." I'm like, "Well, are you going to tell the truth? And if you tell too many lies, you're going to lose that credibility. But if everyone knows you're lying, can they just say that's part of your job and they know you're lying because that's what you have to do?" So is that really losing credibility, even though they know you're lying and you know you're lying?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
Because
either.
they know what you're trying to like what you're saying. So I mean,
Right. They can read between the lines, right?
yeah.
With me and you, I try to be very honest and upfront and tell you everything. And when I tell you something, I say, I mean it, or I'm serious. You know I'm serious. When I tell you something serious and I tell you, hey, I need you to focus on what I'm going to tell you, I get your attention first, right? I don't just turn to you and go, hey, you have a little sister with another woman or whatever, you'd be like, what? I always prep you when I have bad news, right? Now, when I tell you and I mess with you and I tell you stuff, I don't preface it. So I just, I'm probably joking, right? Like I was showing you a message I had with my friend the other day. She's like, how's your New Year going? I'm like, not good. And then I started messing with her and I told her things like, well, I had the flu, New Year's sucked, diagnosed with cancer, whatever. And she was just like, she calls me crying. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And I'm not kidding because it's all true, but don't worry, I'm okay,
Yeah.
I'm a bully. What can I say?
I don't think that's a bully, but okay.
I make people feel bad.
That's not a bully,
You
Sean.
know?
It's not a bully.
Well, I think it is. It's a way of bullying.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. But that's not a bully.
Let's go to break. We'll be right back.
Sun, nature, it's resetting, great for your body. So being outside, one with the water, this benefits me physically, and it's something that I could gear my mind towards in a positive way. My name is Stefan. I served in the United States Marine Corps as a 2841 from 2010 to 2015. My family's fought in every war that America's been a part of. It's almost like a rite of passage. Felt like a calling since as long as I can remember. I think actually the first impact where things kind of resonated was my first deployment. And so then I started asking the question, like, why are we really out here? What are we really doing? I realized I wasn't getting some of those answers. So to lose a friend without knowing the why behind, a true why, kind of gets your brain ticking a little bit. Anything traumatic like that will have an impact on anyone. It becomes the norm. You want to suppress your trauma because it wasn't as bad as your buddy's trauma. My experience transitioning out of the military, I feel very blessed. I landed a job 8 months before I got out of the Marines, so I knew I had a job. I definitely struggled finding a new purpose, and then to start my career where they're like, do this, nothing more, nothing less, this is your job. It just felt very meaningless. First time that I went to seek help for my mental health, it was kind of demanded. So I was diagnosed with TBI, traumatic brain injury, PTSD, and bipolar. I think it was a series of repeated concussions that caused a TBI. It wasn't one incident. Sports when I was younger, to MMA, martial arts instructor throughout the Corps. And so it involved some neuropsychologists, and they wanted me to get a couple therapy sessions, just kind of see where my mental health status was. These symptoms or red flags was essentially to almost feel always guarded or prepared to attack. What brought me back to seeking help was recognizing that I did need help. So that's step one. My experience with talk therapy was like having a conversation with the most unbiased friend, and I think that's really the key, is having the most non-judgmental conversations. Someone that like you're probably scared to talk about because the fear of being judged. I do like homework often. It's what helps me. If I stay on top of it every day, it directly translates into my life being happier. It'd be like if I had a cold and they gave me a week's worth of medicine and I took it one day, my cold never went away. But if I'm actively taking my prescription daily, I will get better. I think wake surfing has a dramatic impact on my livelihood and well-being. Wake surfing just benefits my mental health from getting just sunlight, being around water, and then I feel like I'm active. and being surrounded by people you love. I can't think of a better thing for me to do. If y'all see me go down, it's probably because I'm tired. I think the biggest advice I could get, if you've ever questioned it, if you've ever thought about it, it's one of the best things that I've ever done. I can't speak enough about it. I would be doing a disservice to my brothers and sisters, not wanting to encourage them to take that next step.
The way we are in combat, and you never leave anyone behind. And that doesn't change when you get home.
I think vets really need to help vets and let them know, dude, it's gonna be all right.
Trying to piece together who we were before with who you are now, you know. Of course it's a struggle, but I think it's just a matter of, you know, finding that new mission again, you know, having that support structure in place and, you know, knowing that we're not crazy. You know, there's a whole generation of veterans just like you that are going through the same things you are.
My desire to serve my country and all that didn't end the day I got my DD-214. I want to help people, and I'm starting with people like me, other veterans. And that's what we did in the military, and that's what we did in the Marine Corps. You know, you helped a buddy out. I'm not going to stop doing that now. You know, once a Marine, always a Marine.
Can you imagine an entire company of Marines, the greatest fighting force in the world, all dedicated to doing good for the rest of their lives? It's out there. People are doing it, and I just think that story needs to be told.
All right, everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome back from our little break here. We talked about the heat map, and we talked about those things that you got to do. But I think it's time we talk about those things you can do to prevent yourself from getting burned in our session called Where You'll Get Burned.
Stop ignoring these services. It's actively hurting your bank account. Here is where you'll get burned. Don't fall for the "I'll pay for it off-campus" trap. You're paying for experts here. Don't pay twice. Don't wait for an emergency to find the clinic you've already paid for preventative care. And don't lose your student ID. It's the physical key to every service you've purchased. Danger zone identified. Murph man, give them the warning.
Do is lose your ID. Can we agree on that one, Connor?
Yes.
You know, you lose your ID, you're not going to be able to access anything at school.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, depends. Because you could just give you a number, your student ID number. You don't really need the physical card.
Okay, but when you sign into school, you have to scan the ID card, don't you?
Sign into school?
Yeah, don't you have to? You told me a teacher had you scan your ID card every day or something.
Well, that was in the auditorium, but I mean,
yeah,
I could have done it on the app also.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So that's how they counted attendance.
Just for that class, yeah.
You know,
it was something like big like that where you have like a lot of students and you can't like count every single one. That's what you would do, or use iClicker.
Okay.
So,
you know, when you think about this, you should already know this. It says, right? That's how you feel. You should already know this stuff. But if you don't, if never been experienced it, and you never had a chance to see what it was, you're not going to know it exists. You know, like, did you know they had a clinic? Did you know they had a counseling service? Did you know they had the student resource center? Did you know they had the rec center? You know,
yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know. And
well, yeah, but I mean, you've heard of it, so it's like you're aware of it. But I mean, since you don't really need it, you just don't focus on it, and yeah,
right. You don't need it until you need it, and then you're too late. Also, college is a place for learning that includes how to ask questions. Okay. Don't wait until finals week to get help. Use the support systems early and often. Last year, during finals week, you were studying a couple of weeks before that, right? You'd go and you'd study with your friends.
Yeah.
That is what you need to do. You did not wait till the last minute. That's very different from high school, right? In high school, you didn't care.
I'm getting a little better.
Yeah, you are.
On stuff.
But in high school, you didn't do any of that, really, right?
Mm-mm.
So now you're in college and you have to do things a little better. And of course, don't feel embarrassed. I promise you, everyone needs help. Okay. The most successful students are the ones who use their tools. Okay. When excuse me.
Ow.
When I was in school, I joined the Army as a behavioral science specialist. And as 19-year-old young kid, I became a counselor. And I went to school when I was 25. I started going to school. So that's already 6 years of experience that I had before I even started going to school for psychology. And what's really interesting is I'd go to school and I already got to experience all of that because I lived it for 6 years. I already had gone to Somalia and I'd done counseling in a combat zone. So when you come to me and you tell me, hey, careful in a counseling session, I've been in combat doing this, So learning it, I had to learn it just to get the paper, which is the degree, right? But being in class and knowing how it really works is very different because, in a perfect environment, what can you do? That's what it actually tells you. So when I went to school, I was able to hear other people's perspective and learn new ways to do my job. Now, why is that important? Well, I never studied. I had to do projects and work and everything, but I never really sat there and studied until I had to take my final comprehensive exam, which is a 4-hour exam.
Damn.
And I told you the story about where they said, I'm going to work with adults. And all of a sudden they threw a kid in there. And I didn't know anything about kids. And I had to learn everything about kids in 1 week. That's all I studied because I knew all the adult stuff. In 1 week, I crammed everything I could about developmental stages and everything. And it was interesting because I learned a few things that I never thought I would learn. Growing up, I never thought I would have any kids. And then Connor comes along and I had to learn how to do this. I ended up teaching developmental psychology so I could learn how your process of growing up would be. And that was a little hard on you. And like we talked about this, and I always told people, wait till he's 18 and we can go and see if I did a good job or not. I think you did well. I know I pushed you and everything.
A little.
I know you disagree with that, but trust me, you've done well. Okay. But you never studied in high school. And now you're learning things that you've never been exposed to, and it's harder. And you realize and you need help. And you've gone to tutoring, you've gone to study, you've done those things that you need to do. Okay. Why? Because you need the help. Okay. The other thing is you've also changed because you're more mature. As we get older, we get more mature. Can you imagine doing these classes as a junior and graduating in 2 years and be ready to be a teacher, for example?
Yeah, no.
You're not ready for that, right?
Well, I mean,
most kids aren't.
If you're already teaching for 2 years and then you graduate, I mean, you're kind of you're kind of ready for it.
If you're a teaching assistant, you mean?
Well, if you're teaching already your junior year, I mean, might as well.
Where would you be teaching?
I don't know, whatever you're doing. You said it right now.
What I said was, can you imagine right now being a junior and graduating in 2 years and start teaching? Becoming a teacher.
It's because you said if you're a junior teaching and then you graduate in 2 years, would you be ready for that?
So right now, you
Well,
mentioned being a
no.
junior.
But
And-
you mentioned a junior teaching, like
Okay.
like a TA.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm like, maybe yes.
But as an adult, would you be ready?
Maybe if you're a TA, yes.
Okay, so maybe we get ready.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, learning about work study. Have you heard anyone talk about that? Has anyone even come mention it to you? Has any program reached out to you in email? No, right? You have to go to the Career Services Center to find out about work study.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Work
I
on-
mean, Handshake does that also.
It does?
Yeah, but it's mostly for Handshake's mostly for juniors and seniors, because freshmen and sophomore don't really do much.
Right, but you can start doing stuff.
Not really. Like I said, juniors and seniors mostly.
Mostly, but you can start doing stuff if you wanted to.
Maybe. They just try getting you to get the job, but then you won't do much till junior year. Till you actually like know, unless you went into like some classes, then that's when they're gonna trust you more.
You mean the teachers?
No, the jobs.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, that's why we have internships and everything, right? So you can get that exposure to stuff, because you might do an internship and realize this is not what I want to do. You know, you at least have the cybersecurity training that you took in high school, so you have a better idea than most students.
Yeah. Kind of.
When I started going to college, I said I'm going to become a business major. I took my classes in business, and that was different. And I realized I didn't like it. And I said, okay, you know, I'm going to just go with what I know, psychology. And I've been doing that for 35 years, you know. It's really funny if you think about it. I have 25 years teaching psychology and 16 years specifically as a counselor, aside from all the other jobs I've had in psychology. That's a lot of experience. You know, and going to school right now, if I were to go try to get my PhD, do you think I'd get in psychology, or do you think I'd get in something educational?
Well, isn't psychology technically educational?
No, psychology and teaching are different.
I guess not really, but I would think you would just mostly be psychology.
You think so?
I don't think you'd be anything else.
There is a program that you can go to. It's called Curriculum and Instruction. You can set up how people are taught. And those C&I people are always looking for jobs, okay? They're always needed, because not many people want to do that. But I've told you, when you go for a master's degree and doctorate, you have to have a program, right? I have a program that I want to implement in elementary schools, and it's a traffic program. I want you to think about this. Do you remember Safety Town?
Yeah.
Imagine that in the school. Okay. When you're walking in the hallway, what side of the hallway should you be walking on?
Right.
And when you turn the corner, how do you turn the corner if you're turning right?
Stay by the wall.
Right.
Since you're on the right side.
And if I'm going to turn left, what do I need to do?
Go to the right side of the wall.
And then
go straight. I mean, what do you mean?
If I'm going to turn left.
Yes. You turn left and you go to the right side of the wall.
You go to the right side. You don't cut the corner.
No.
Right? Because you can hit somebody.
Well, yes.
Stop signs, yield signs, go, yellow light. You know, all that stuff can be implemented into elementary school and teach kids basic safety rules that they can use as they get older. You know, that's the program that I would want to implement if I ever go in for my PhD program. Now, when you were younger, one thing I never worried about was you running into the street. And I know you don't remember the rule, I've told this story before. I don't know if you remember the story, but I would tell you the gray, which is concrete, you can stay on. You never go into the black.
I remember that.
And it's one of those rules that I just taught you that way. Never had to worry about you running into the street. But there was one time, our house was on a little hill, and you were riding your bike on the driveway. Do you remember the story and what happened?
Well, keep going. I don't want to say it.
No, I want you to say it.
I don't want to.
I'm asking you, do you remember?
I don't remember it as much, but I remember the gist of it.
So Connor, he was coming on the side of the house, and then he started going down the hill, and he realized he didn't know how, he didn't have his brake, or he wasn't able to stop, or whatever reason, his feet were not on the pedals, and he started gaining speed, and before you know it, he's going into the street, and a car's coming. You jumped off your bike and just stood up and let the bike go into the street. And, luckily the car was okay. No one hit anything, right? But the guy in the car was laughing. Instead of being scared that he almost hit the kid, he was just laughing because, you're coming down that hill pretty fast and you just jumped off and threw your bike into the street. And it was just more funny than anything to all of us that were there.
Was it my Spider-Man tricycle?
Yes,
or-
it was.
Okay.
Oh, not tricycle, it was a bike. But yeah.
No, tricycle because I had training wheels.
Okay, you had training wheels.
was training wheels.
But tricycle means it's
Well,
two-
but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, it had
I don't know what
training
it's,
wheels.
but yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's one of those things that learning safety rules is something that I would want to teach as my PhD program. As stupid as that sounds, it'd be something elementary. From someone who started off as counseling adults that doesn't want to work with kids to someone who actually wants to develop programs for kids, that's pretty cool, huh? Just a big switch.
Yeah.
With the new thing that we're coming up with, I think that's pretty cool. I'm already creating the Instagram page for it. I already started doing all that.
Of course you have.
Yes, I have to. You have to get out there and have social media.
You don't have to, but okay.
You do have
Not on
to.
social media if you're just starting.
Okay.
I say just do the website itself and then later on.
Okay, how do you drive business to your website?
I don't know, dude.
Through social media.
What are you going to post? You have nothing on the website.
I have the courses I'm making.
Making.
I already
not made.
No, I already have them.
But you haven't made videos for them.
No, I haven't made the videos
That's
yet.
what
But
I'm
I have the
saying.
courses.
It doesn't matter. You haven't made the videos yet, so there's nothing to post. Or there's nothing posted.
Right.
That's what I'm
Nothing-
trying to say.
Yeah. I have stuff. I need to make it different. Okay.
No, you need to post it. It's what you need to do.
Yeah. Okay. Going back to the things you're gonna get, the pitfalls, those things you're gonna get burned, you guys, is ask for help. Okay. Know what's out there. Understand that there's certain things you got to do so that you can do this. Okay. As you're thinking about all this stuff, right? Just be aware and get the help before you need it.
Yeah.
Don't wait till you actually need it before you get the help. Go to tutoring, get the help, pass your classes, get the resources, go to mental health counseling, go to advising, go to your student rec center and work out some of that stress. Okay. But I think right now we should get to those things that will protect us from getting burned called the heat shields. Here are today's heat shields.
Your campus is your defense. Here are your heat shields. The Secrets of College Successes by Lynn F. Jacobs and Jeremy S. Hyman talks a lot about this. Your best resource is your own campus map or the student portal on your college's website. Look for the school's apps or online directories for booking appointments with these services. The shields are up. Murph Man, what's next?
So these are your heat shields for today, everyone. Okay, let's talk about them one by one and go from there. Remember, these are the things that will help you prevent from getting into bad situations. I read this one already. The last time, instead of the heat map.
You did?
Yeah, I don't know why I clicked on it and I went back to it. Anyway, going back to it. Don't think you should know everything. Ask for help. Don't wait until finals week to get help, and don't feel embarrassed. Everyone needs help. I just remember that.
Oh, well, yeah. I thought you were just saying that like as an extra.
No, that I was on the wrong slide. Is what I'm saying. I already said that. I started reading it.
I know that's why I thought you were just saying it as an extra.
Okay, but we're doing heat shields, right?
Yes, we're doing heat shields.
Okay. So, The Secrets of College Success by Lynn F. Jacobs and Jeremy Hyman talks a lot about this. It's a good book to use. Again, the best resource is your own campus map. Okay. You've seen the campus map, right? Yes, no.
I mean, yeah. I haven't looked at it fully, but yeah.
Okay. There's the student portal. You have a college website itself, right?
Yep.
And then the apps. Those are all things that we do there. Okay. As we're doing it, the more you go to school, the more you'll see what's available to you. Okay. Using those apps and going to the website, using the campus map, knowing where to go, taking the tour of the school, going around and seeing where your classes are. That first semester, getting familiar with the campus and everything. Okay. It takes time to learn your campus. Okay. And then you're going to get a new class, a new building, and you got to find a new way to get there. One of these days, maybe I'll take you to UTEP and I'm going to show you a way through campus that you didn't even know existed.
I'm pretty sure I know most of them, but
I'm pretty sure you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do.
I will guarantee you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I do.
We'll make a bet on that.
I'm pretty sure I do.
You think so?
There's only a few ways to get into school, so I mean.
Yeah, but through the school.
Well,
like
then yes.
How to go from building to building, stuff like that. You know.
Uh-huh.
You think you know all of them?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I do.
I don't.
I know I do. I'm sorry you feel that way.
You're right. You know, you don't want to get burned because all of this is preventable. You can take the steps to control yourself. Remember, I keep saying over and over, poor planning on your part doesn't make it an emergency on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Planning, setting up, scheduling, using your tasks, everything I mentioned in every episode, you got to do it because it prevents you from getting burned. And as you're here thinking about that, ask yourself, what can you do to avoid the situation you're in right now? And whatever, if it's a good or bad situation, right?
Yeah.
If it's good, you want to keep doing it again. If it's a bad situation, what do I got to do to stop it? Tomorrow we have a problem. We want to go see the Super Bowl. We want to go to Dave & Buster's.
Well, we don't want to. We just do.
Well, I like it there. Okay. Other places you don't have the
big screens, yeah.
Well, not just the big screens, but we get really good treatment there.
Well, yeah, because we've been there for 2 years, like every Sunday.
Right, but they know us, right?
Because we've been there every year.
And they give us the good seats, usually, unless there's a party that gets there before us. Okay, but we get some really good seats, and we have the TV right in front of us, right? Tomorrow, there's no reservations. It's first come, first serve. And the game itself is going to be 3.5 to 4 hours.
With all the halftime show and then national anthem.
Right. And then we have to get there early to get the table. So we're probably going to be there 4.5 hours. That's a lot, right? That is a lot of time. Is there a way I could prevent this? Can I go and say, hey, can you do me a favor and, maybe talk to someone that I know and say, hey, can you save the table for us?
Yeah, no.
They're not going to do that,
It's
right?
not going to work.
Yeah. So we have to get there early, just like anyone else, and get our seats. Now we can go somewhere else, but the thing is, we don't know if we'll be able to really see the game. Like if we went to Chili's, we can't watch the Super Bowl there. Applebee's, same thing, right? Can I go sit at the bar? Yeah, but you can't. Right? Or when we get a table, there might be a table near the TV, or it's behind me or behind you, and only one of us can see it. That kind of stuff. So you have to start planning way ahead of what you're going to do. And we go to Dave & Buster's because it makes it simple, right?
Yeah.
There's usually seating there, and they get treated well. We get good seats and whatnot. When you can think about stuff like that, your resources, and you say, hey, this is going to work or it's not going to work. Okay. It changes a lot for you. And that's what I think is interesting, is because you can actually go in and avoid a lot of the issues that people have, because you can plan for it and you can prepare for it and you can go get the resources. And I know if you needed to get help, I think I'm pretty positive that you know where to go for everything now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to help you. Okay. When you went to your teacher to ask about that program, that was all you. Okay. I think you're gonna have a better semester here coming up than you did last semester,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I'll tell you what. Let's go through some reflection questions in our afterburn section, and we'll talk about things you can think about and see if you learn anything today. And
You are 100% right to be confused about where to start. Here are the questions to ask. What's one resource on my campus that I haven't used yet that could probably help me? Who can I ask if I don't know where to go for support? What is stopping me from reaching out for help? And how can I push past that feeling? Murphman, what are your thoughts on these questions?
all right, so the questions. All right, think about this. Let me pull it up here. Sorry. I got a text message and I had to get out of the screen. All right. So what's the one resource on your campus that you haven't used yet that could probably help you, Connor? What do you think that would be?
Counseling, health.
Literally
everything.
Okay. But what's one thing you think that would help you right now?
Nothing.
Nothing right now because you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, maybe.
Not funny.
Well,
No.
yeah.
No.
Okay. Also, who can you ask if you don't know where to go for support?
Myself. Family, I guess.
If you don't know the answer, you're going to ask yourself. Family and friends. Okay. What else?
Advisor, I guess.
Your advisor.
Not much, but yeah.
Your advisor. Go to your advisor and ask them, right?
I guess.
And what's stopping you from reaching out for help?
I just don't want to ask for help.
I know that, but what's stopping you?
I just don't want to ask. That's what's stopping me. I'm not going to ask.
Why do you have such a hard time asking for help?
Because I don't want to ask for help. It's just simple like that. I just don't want to ask for help.
There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
I
right?
know, but I just don't want to. I never do.
And you make it harder on yourself sometimes.
Oh, wow.
I hope anyone who's listening to us can actually go and get the help they need, because it's one of those things that you don't really realize. Asking for help is probably the hardest thing you have to do. But once you get the help you need, your life gets much easier. Don't fight things you don't have to fight. Okay, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Digital Inferno and Handshake app and a few of those apps that we can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We'll be right back.
Son.
When I needed help, I wasn't shamed. I was able to get the mental health treatment that I needed. I felt like that really helped me just get out of my own way and become a successful person, become a happy person. Hi, my name is Jess. I was in the Army from 2012 to 2016, and I was a 74 Delta. I'm an immigrant. I felt really honored to be so blessed with certain opportunities and being to live in this country. I wanted to give back. My time in the Army was pretty cool. I just wanted to make sure that I could show up, pull my weight, and be a part of the team. I was sexually assaulted when I was in the Army the first year, and that really shook me up because it was from someone else that was in the Army. We wear the same uniform, we're supposed to be on the same team, we're supposed to have each other's back. Like, how could you do that to me? So prior to seeking mental health treatment, I was drinking a lot. Reckless behavior or just running from those thoughts, trying to keep myself busy, and I just wouldn't slow down. I couldn't slow down. After service, before I got mental health help, I was just tired. I felt like I could finally breathe, but I also felt like I didn't have enough energy to even take care of myself. I would drink a lot. I would, smoke. I would just do reckless things, and just each of my vices led me down to a dead end. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was reminded that I am entitled to those benefits. I'm not a burden. And, that's what the VA is there for. I put my pride aside and I made an appointment, and I was just honest and open and willing. And I wanted to have the tools to be able to take care of myself if I am having a bad day. The mental health treatment that has worked for me has been intensive therapy, so talk therapy. I've done cognitive behavioral therapy. And with that, it's just working through my thoughts and my actions and why I think the way that I do, why I do the things that I do, taking that time to slow down and really question why I'm doing what I'm doing has really eased all that reckless behavior or the destructive behavior, because I can't get better and I can't move forward if I'm having my own internal war with myself. The mental health diagnosis that I received was PTSD, depression, anxiety. I would absolutely recommend all women veterans to check out the Women's Clinic. It also helps them learn more about us. There's not very many women veterans that use the VA, so the more that we do the surveys, the more that we go into those clinics, the more they can kind of learn about our demographic and improve treatment for us. I had to learn that not everyone is against me and not everyone's gonna hurt me. It means a lot to have friends that can support me through this journey, because I know how much it took for me to even get here, and they can see that. I have people that are cheering me on and also there for me during those really hard times too. When I can show up honestly, that connection strengthens and it builds that deeper bond, and I know that they're truly there for me, that they truly love me. It's been great being able to show up better, and I know that they can tell the difference too. I love going on hot girl walks. I love putting on music and walking around my neighborhood. I love playing with my dog. I really love animals, so I'll volunteer. Just try anything and everything. The VA is there. You don't know what you don't know, and they're there to help you. You're worth that effort. The advice I have for women veterans is the sisterhood that you didn't have while in service, you can find that as a veteran. We're all cheering everybody on. Everybody has a seat at the table, and we're stronger together than we are apart.
Yeah, I still got 26 seconds.
All right, and we're back, you guys. Now, I got to tell you, I play those military videos. I love the military. I miss it so much. It's an experience that I really regret getting out of as when I did, but it was to save my marriage, and I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. Let's get the Digital Inferno started, so we can go ahead and tell people what kind of technology is available to them. Here's our Digital Inferno.
This one tiny shift in how you use your phone changes your access to help. The primary way to practice proactive help seeking is through your phone. Ensure you have the school's official app or the online portal saved for one-click access to the counseling center and tutoring scheduler. Booking appointments digitally removes the anxiety of calling and ensures you can use the support systems you are already paying for.
All right, so let's talk about this. Okay, first, before we get into the details here, I want to talk about Handshake real quick. Connor, tell me more about Handshake.
Handshake is honestly just a platform that connects students to like recent graduates from the same school or employers looking for jobs, internships, and like I guess career events.
Okay.
Just so we could, it's like a LinkedIn, I guess you could say.
All right.
For college students. That's really it. So I mean, there's really not much of Handshake.
Okay, so basically, it's another thing like LinkedIn, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. LinkedIn is a page where you can meet different people that are in the same field as you. That they'll add you, they'll talk to you, that kind of stuff, right? So
literally the same thing. Yeah. That's Handshake. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like a LinkedIn.
It is LinkedIn technically.
This thing fell off.
It doesn't matter.
It does to me. Last night I was updating my LinkedIn.
Okay.
Because I had open for work and I had all this other stuff, and I was like, so I just started updating because I'm not open. I'm not trying to change jobs.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also going to be promoting our new business, so I'm looking to change into a business account and premium account. And it was funny because as I was adding it, I was looking at some of the contacts I've had, and one of the contacts is a vice president of instruction at community college that just retired. And I wish them good luck and whatnot. There's another person on my LinkedIn that is a doctor now. She's in charge of the surgical clinic now at the hospital she's at. So I sent her a message. It's like you keep in touch with people, and if you really want to go out and build your network, LinkedIn is great for that. Okay, it really is, because you can go out there and add all these people that'll see the stuff that you're putting out there. And they'll reach out to you as well, So it's really cool once you get a career going. LinkedIn is something that you can really use. Again, you use Handshake for UTIP. That's cool too. All right. But your phone is such a resource that you guys could have. Okay, it's amazing. There's so many things that you can do there. Also, ensure you have the school's official app or the online portal, which is the Handshake that you were just talking about.
I guess, yeah.
And booking appointments. It digitally removes the anxiety of calling and ensures you can use the support systems you're already paying for. Now, one thing I'm going to say is when we were trying to get you registered for school and we were doing all of that, UTEP you had to schedule an appointment, right?
For
like when we wanted to talk to someone about advising, when we wanted to talk to someone about scheduling, when we wanted to talk to someone about financial aid.
Well, Goldmine, yeah.
Okay.
Technically.
Well, no, but I'm saying you could actually go and make an appointment.
You have to. Yes, I know.
I tried making an appointment several times for you.
Okay.
And I would make the appointment because it says an online appointment. Schedule an online appointment, right? I'd schedule it. They never called us. I'd get a message that would say, all right, you can come in now. We're free. I'm like, it's supposed to be online. I literally went to the online calendar to schedule it. When we went and you were registered, you went to the app. You had to scan the QR code and sign in, right? And there's people waiting, and then it will tell you, okay, it's time to come in, and you could go in. That was nice. The system works.
Yeah.
But for online stuff, I don't know why it says schedule an online appointment. Someone will reach out to you, and no one ever did.
Well, I mean, they did when they said they're open now. I guess.
What do you mean?
Well, you just said on how you could come in now. We're open.
Oh, yeah. They send you a message, but not.
Yeah, they contacted you.
But they're saying come in. Like you can walk in the office. It's supposed to be an online appointment. They're supposed to call you.
No, you make the appointment online. There's no online appointment. There's no such thing.
Okay.
They don't do that.
I'm sorry you feel that way. No, really. Maybe you're right, and I just misunderstood what the online appointment system was.
Misunderstood. Because some, like advising and all that, some do online, some don't. It depends on the college or what.
Yeah.
Because engineering
God,
does it
I feel
online.
so stupid right now.
Yeah. Some, like College of Engineering, my stuff, I did online. Because like I made my appointment to do my advising. What can I say it? Yeah, I did an online appointment like on Zoom or something.
On Zoom? That's what I'm saying. How did you do that on Zoom?
Because my advising was only online. But yet most advisors at UTEP are in person.
Okay.
He just does it online. So it's like a preference for them.
Okay.
But it's mostly in person.
All right.
Like, yeah, I went to talk to him in person, but I could also make literally, I think only engineering students could make online appointments like that, like make a Zoom call instead of going in person.
And that's what I was trying to do, and it wasn't working. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, it depends on what you were trying to do.
Okay.
If it's something you need to talk to in person, then you need to talk to in person. You can't do it over the phone. You need to be there. But if it's like for scheduling or something that like he could see, then that's fine. But if it's something you need to show them, then you need to go in person.
Okay.
And we needed to go do a lot of stuff in person. So
yeah, well, you did. I had to work.
Oh yeah.
You know.
But that's yeah.
You know, technology is one of those things that is always going to get us, no matter what. Right?
Us. I mean, I guess you.
No, people in general. People in general. Okay, we have to use technology nowadays. You know, I'm not going to talk about AI and say, you know, we're behind the curve and everything, right? But there's advertisements that say, you know, people over 40 are using AI as a chat or search engine.
Yeah, you.
No. I still search for stuff online.
Yeah, but you ask questions to Gemini because it gives you a fucking feedback.
Yeah.
And it's annoying sometimes. Most of the time. All the time. Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that I do use. Now, I will tell you, before we end the show for today, I want to say to those of us watching us on Military Broadcast Radio, we stream every Saturday at 12 p.m. Mountain. 12 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Mountain. And
AM, not PM. AM.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
Yeah, not PM. We don't go from 10 p.m. to midnight.
And you'll be able to find all our media soon and everything on stream915.com. We're going through some changes, and it's going to be some really exciting stuff. You know, I think, though, it's time to wrap the show up, Connor. What do you think?
I think so, too.
I think it's time for today's final burn. Now, go to your playlist.
Well, I can't till I get onto the thing itself.
Right.
So.
Okay, but go to your playlist and play the final burn.
Okay.
It's always about the strategy. Okay? You're not bothering anyone by asking for help. You're building your future. Use the tools. You already paid for them. Murph Man, let's get your final thoughts and wrap the show.
Basic summary here, you guys, is real simple. You're not bothering anyone. You're building your future. Worry about yourself and get the help you need. Use the tools. You've already paid for them. Real simple. You know, you don't realize all of this is something that you can do anytime. Okay. They have schedules, they have office hours, but you can go online, you can research stuff. You can also use this thing called the phone and call people. Okay. When we were looking at UNT, for example, I called and talked to the person that, you know, the residence person for the housing, because I wanted to ask questions about how it worked. And I said, what kind of things does he need to buy so I can start like buying them if he needs them? And she told me, one thing you want to buy is alien putty. It's like the Gorilla putty that we use. You can put stuff on the wall and it's nice, temporary, and it doesn't stick. You know, little tips like that they answer my questions. But it was so cool because she goes, I live in the dorm. Let me tell you what I wish I had when I first got here. You know, just reach out to people. You never know the help you're going to get. You know, but I think that's all for today. And I will see you all next week. See you then.
See ya.
That's a wrap on this episode. If you're looking for more, you can find all the best clips from the show on our social media pages. For all the links and more information about what we talked about today, visit purehottakes.com. And if you want to watch the full replay or get access to our premium content, subscribe now at stream915.com. We appreciate you tuning in.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.